Hey guys, we are in here because we were gone all weekend. I did bring my laptop to record, and when I recorded, my laptop crashed and it saved the game where I was, but my recording was corrupted, so I had to start the game over. But when I did that, I got an achievement in here because once you do this puzzle and you get that
The glass
brochure,
moved.
Let's take a closer look at that bookshelf.
you get this brochure from here.
This one's not really a book.
Looks more
I
like a
want to
magazine.
open it. And let's open this. And you see here the mermaid tongue right here. I found that. It's right here. You get an achievement for looking at that.
I think I can see a face in there.
That's probably just pareidolia.
Who?
The human habit of seeing faces where there aren't... Okay, no, I just saw it too.
Yeah, you see the eyes right here and the nose and the mouth. You see how the mouth is? This is definitely the mermaid tongue. So he bought the mermaid tongue and hid it in here. So, and you get an achievement for looking at that. So, I do want to talk to him about some more clues that we have found.
That's odd. This doesn't look like Magnus's handwriting at all.
It's not written by Mortuga.
Here I go,
It's
not
from a
having
guy
my
named
mic down.
Ibis.
Oh,
I saw the diagrams pertaining to the location of the Mortuga submarine, and I assume Magnus must have written it, for who else would know such things?
I just don't want to miss any suspicions for,
The keys on this typewriter, they appear to be a set of arcane runes. Has Mr. Werman been dipping his toe in the black arts? I have no interest in such a device. It is merely the debris of an exoteric society. It holds no energy.
Sure it does. It says right there. Battery, 23%.
the sarcasm. That's great. All right, suspects. What do you think
I
of
noticed
Dirk?
Mr. Dansom was quite determined to hold conversation with Magnus.
What did Dirk want to talk to Mortuga about?
Nothing. It was the act of conversation itself he was after. First-hand experience of Mortuga's mannerisms, affectations, and vocabulary. When I inquired as to why Mr. Dansom held fascination for such things, he said simply, research.
Oh, well, I can understand. I mean, he was playing his role in the movie. Okay, what do you think about Worman?
I have a curious observation about Mr. Werman. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to perform an analysis, let alone propose a hypothesis.
That's okay. Just tell us anyway.
I observed that he did not seem at all saddened or sorrowed by the death of Magnus Mortuga.
You can't know that. Some people don't always show emotion on the surface.
Right.
Of course, quite true. However, Mr. Werman did display an emotion. Relief.
Relief?
Gazing upon the crime scene, much of the tension coiled up in Mr. Werman's body visibly dissipated, and thereafter he seemed energized, galvanized.
He's being pressured about writing another book, and Magnus Mortiga was his inspiration for his book, and they're pressuring him to write another book so they can do another movie. So he was under a lot of pressure to for this. So I mean, I can understand the relief part, but was that enough to get rid of him? All right. And this is the part of the recording that got corrupted, was this room. And I solved this puzzle on the first try. Child's room. And here you have her. This is the one they were talking about on the front cover, about having the mirror. Thinking that she's the a twin, perhaps. Wrong thing. I want the clues. Where is it? It is... Was it this one? It was the back of this, I think. Yeah, but it's upside down here. So it could be a trick mirror. No, she blinked. I could have sworn I saw a blink. Okay. And then you have this cane
A
that
walking
seems to be
stick,
floating.
standing up by itself.
I think it's part of an illusion.
What illusion?
Invisible man, maybe?
I don't see it.
Alright, the lamp.
The lamp fell over.
Wow, you really are a detective.
I just want to check everything. I know she's blinking. I'm watching
A
her.
page ripped out of a newspaper.
Here she is. Lady of the Looking Glass enchants audience. That's interesting right here. I think that's the crystal ball. Okay. A single page from a newspaper found in the child's room. Lady of the Looking Glass enchants audience theatra review by James Dusk. The young illusionist who goes by Symmetry Silk Moth, because why not, begins the show with her signature act, in which she somehow holds parlance with her own reflection in a large antique mirror. The two symmetries, who seem to move independently of one another, speak upon their morbid anxieties and intrusive thoughts, which it transpires form the themes of the show at large, even though I have my theories about how the trick is achieved. To a less cynical eye, it would present a thoroughly convincing spectacle. The Mysteries Miss Silkmoth rounds off her performance with a surprisingly comedic set piece in which she attempts to communicate with her departed Uncle Gregory, who appears as an apparition within a crystal ball. However, it doesn't go to plan, and the audience laughs as Symmetry is put on hold in her disastrous attempt to telephone the afterlife. Overall, the show is a triumph, a brush with mysticism that stays with you long after the final bow. Godric grips, nautical and aeronautical precision, measurement and navigation instruments, Drummond shipyard, rigging, reefing, restoring, repairs, the Stonetop Inn, owls, wine, food, daily fishing trips, speak to Harbor Master Sylvia Seafoam. The Silkworm Spectator, editor Mr. T.W. Ibis. Catch of the day, mysterious sea serpent hauled ashore. 3 a.m., the witching hour, and the moon is out. Dear Selina creaks into port. Its once cheerful frame now seems burdened, heavy. It has a secret. A moment passes. What's this? Something is hauled up onto the slime-slick rocks beside the old silkworm harbor. A body. A creature. Its eyes are closed. No, wait. Look again. Its eyes. It has no eyes. A serpent of a sort. But it has arms. So, a dragon? No. That doesn't seem right. Serpent it is, then. Full story on pages 4 and 5. Alright, and here it is right here. Kind of looks like a gator. Oversized one. Alright. We have the submarine
It's a model
here.
submarine.
I think it's a doll's house.
Oh, that's cool. I like this
Hey,
die.
look, Sally, it's a giant dice.
Die.
Right, die.
What did I do?
She was correcting you, dude. There are pictures on the wall.
Anyone important in those photos?
I don't think so.
Good.
The
It's a
seahorse
seahorse rocking horse. Oh, can I ride it?
Please.
I don't know. Are you a small Victorian child?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, let's look in the
It's a
closet.
magic vanishing cabinet.
I think it's just a wardrobe. Let's take a look inside. Oh, it's empty.
Vanished.
It's a wooden chest.
What's all this stuff on the top?
Yeah, I found this puzzle extremely easy. It was after I did this puzzle that my computer crashed on me. So if you move everything, I'm going to move all of these over here, the little magnifying glasses. Put these here. You have the riddle. The clue for putting it together. Jennifer and Margaret gaze jealousy at Patricia, whose doll is neither too large or too small. So, we're going to put all of these down here and all the heads up here. Let's move these over here. Okay, and then this one down here. So, okay, you want that one facing that way. And, whoops, I didn't mean to hit that. Make sure she's looking that way. And she's looking that way. And then you have... Oh, I did it again. I did not mean to. There we go. And her doll is neither too big or too small. This one's the smaller one, and this one's in the middle. Okay, so.
There we go.
Nice.
It opened.
What's in there?
That was one of the easiest puzzles so far. A strange glass eye found in the child's room. It smells musty and unpleasant. I hate that it crashed. It kind of looks like there's something in here. We're gonna have... It probably comes into play later. Alright, now the part that I did not get a chance to do because this is where it crashed on me. Oh, there's these cups
Plastic
here.
cups.
For magic tricks?
Presumably.
Probably. Alright, let's look at this.
An eerie painting of a girl standing in the woods.
That's not a painting. She's blinking.
It is just a painting, right?
Sure. Maybe. No. Maybe.
It looks like a mirror. Did I try this
A
dresser?
set of wooden drawers.
Alright, I think that's all in this room. So, did I try this?
Magician boxes.
Okay. Alright, moving on. Now, after that, I have no clue. Alright, I think we'll go here next. Cargo hold. And there's someone in here. Okay, that looks like a puzzle. This right here. Let's start over here.
What's in these old wooden crates?
I don't know. I can't get them open.
What did I tell you? Always bring the crowbar.
Exactly. Is this going
What's
to be
in
the
these old
same?
wooden
Yeah.
crates?
I don't.
What did I tell you? Always bring...
Okay. Oh, what's this?
It's a big traveler's backpack. It smells like soil
Interesting.
and grass.
When you're done smelling it, there's something in the pouch I think we should take a look at.
Okay, a square of parchment found in the cargo hold. It's been folded up and tied with string. Okay, let's open it. Ooh. Governor's Manor, Fortuna Hall, the Stone Top Inn, the South Sea, Town Hall, the Silkworm, Spectator, Mr. Group's Emporium, Drummond Shipyard, Lighthouse. Okay, there was something interesting that I'm kind of curious about. Warman's father is the mayor, and his last name is Fellow. And you know, in the Tingle Tower, the fellows live there, so I'm kind of curious if they tie in together somehow. I'm gonna have to research that and see if they are actually related to them or if it's just a coincidence. Alright, let's read. The South Sea. Got the lighthouse. Let's go to the next page. You got Solomon Stonetop Innkeeper, Selena Stonetop Innkeeper, see Faustus Fellow Governor, Fortuna Fellow Theatra Owner, Daughter Adopted, Felix and Flint. It is, see? Felix and Flint. Felix was the gardener in Tangle Tower. Oh my goodness. Damien Dusk, Mayor James Dusk, journalist, Felicia Stonetop, seller, innkeeper, Magnus Mortica, seller, innkeeper. This is so interesting. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Huh. Let me know what you guys think about that.
It's a pizza oven.
No, it's a furnace. For heating the submarine.
Right. But you could put a pizza in there.
Oh my goodness. Can we peep in here?
I can barely move these barrels. Oh, they must be full of something heavy.
Actually, I think they're empty.
Oh. Well, wood is heavy.
Okay, if you say so.
It's a little mirror.
It could do with a polish.
You could do with a polish.
Alright, let's look at
A
this.
pinboard?
I assume it belongs to that woman over there.
Right. We'd better talk to her first.
Okay. Oh, hi.
Weary travelers. Take a seat by the fire, shake out your boots.
We're not weary travelers.
Then why do you both look so haggard and trail-worn?
Ouch. There goes my self-esteem for the rest of the day.
We're detectives. I'm Grimoire, and this is Sally. We're here investigating the murder of Magnus Mortuga, your previous captain.
My captain? Oh, never. My captain is the moonlight as it shimmers across the lake. My captain is the wind as it whispers through the valley.
Who is this woman?
No idea.
I like her.
Kind of like her, though.
My name is Moon. Ariana Moon.
Aha.
As her
And
necklace.
what do you do?
I do not do.
yeah.
I simply am.
Forgot to put on my rings. Tell me about yourself.
So, what, you're just some random traveler?
A traveler, yes, but random, never. I'm here because I chose to be. I've been searching for the Mortuga submarine for some time, you know.
How come?
How come? This thing is the motherlode.
The motherlode of what?
Of whispered half-truth, of murky rumor, of stories unspoken.
Oh, like urban myths and stuff?
Right. Urban myths and stuff.
So you're a historian.
Historian, storyteller, rambler, ambler, fireside gambler.
How long have you been here?
Well, let's see. I arrived a few hours before the captain was murdered.
Oh, dang. Really?
Quite the story, isn't it?
But you're just on the submarine because you find it interesting.
Would that be such a crime?
No. Murder's a crime, though, pretty sure.
Alright. My husband surprised me with new wedding bands. So this one I can wear. It's a little big, but when my finger swells, it won't get too tight and cause pain. And he also surprised me with this ring as well. And this one is the prettiest one. I love that one. It actually matches my dress, so I'm gonna wear that one today. Let's see. Tell me about the
A
submarine.
merciless wind rattles the rotting wood of the old silkworm harbour. The shadow of a vessel lurking low in the night black water. A mysterious stranger steps onto her foredeck. Cloaked in darkness, she slips inside the submarine. Who is she? What is her dark purpose?
It's you. We get it.
A mysterious stranger, I said. She descends into an ornate parlour, empty, save for a lone figure standing by the fire.
So, not empty.
He turns, his face still half hidden in flickering shadow. It is Captain Magnus Mortuga.
What was he like?
Nice guy. Stoic, but polite. Kind. He tells me to wait in the control room and then disappears off towards the back of the ship. After a little while, he comes back. But now, he's a slightly different man.
What do you mean?
The light is gone from his eyes. He seems sad, angry. He avoids my gaze as he crosses the room to take hold of the wheel. He tells me to head down the ladder towards the mess hall. Doing so, I encounter two gentlemen named Mr. Werman and Mr. Grip. Neither of them look like sailors, so I know they can't be crew. I assume they must be guests like me. And true enough, it transpires that Mr. Werman is a writer and Mr. Grip is, some kind of watch repairman. Captain Mortuga reappears, descending the ladder. He asks the two men to show me around the submarine and introduce me to the others. Then he disappears through the rear corridor. It's the last time I see him alive. Mr. Werman apologizes, explains he's too tired, and leaves through the opposite corridor. Mr. Grip, unable to come up with such an excuse, agrees to show me around. Now, I wrote this down in my diary, so I may as well let you read it.
Nice. Thank you.
Imagine my excitement to finally get a good look around the Mortuga submarine. I was even given a tour by one of Mortuga's subordinates, a Mr. Godric Grip.
Okay.
We began by visiting a bizarre laboratory known as the Dream Chamber. It smelled of dried herbs and dusty glass, but was devoid of its dream custodian. An early disappointment. The captain's cabin was locked. Mr. Grip explained how Captain Mortuga mostly keeps this room locked when it's not in use. We climbed down into the living quarters, where a pair of bunk rooms sat at the end of a corridor. The first smelled of crane dust and unwatered flowers. A young woman was laying in her bed, poring over an old document. She hastily hid the document away and introduced herself as Miss Cynthia Seafoam, a name to remember, dear reader, as she will shortly become quite important. The second bunk room smelled of aftershave and desperation. The two men within, Mr. James Werman and Mr. Dirk Dansom, both appeared to be asleep, so we decided not to intrude. Next on the tour, a room inhabited, by the looks of things, by a young child who is also a stage magician. Sadly, this mythical child magician is nowhere to be seen. The room at the very end of the hallway was sealed with a heavy bulkhead door. Mr. Grip dismissed it as a storeroom that only Captain Mortuga makes use of. Perhaps you'll agree with me, dear reader, when I suggest the peculiarity of a simple storeroom being sealed off with such a significant door. Mr. Grip took me down to the cargo hold. It smells of damp wood and tarred rope. Yes, I describe it in the present tense, for it is here I sit as I write this very diary. Next door, the engine room, burnished bronze and tea-stained parchment. I learned that it's something of a nest for Mr. Grip himself, and thus was currently unoccupied. Outside, I encountered a Dr. Zacharias Zephyr, the aforementioned keeper of the Dream Chamber. Surprised to see us, he nearly dropped the empty glass bottle he was carrying. Clearly wishing to remove himself from the situation, the good doctor muttered something inaudible and disappeared up the ladder. We continued on into the next room, which I was amused to discover was some kind of shimmering mermaid grotto.
Well, that's interesting.
I smelled her before I saw her. The unmistakable mix of salt, seaweed, and sequined spandex. It can only be Madame Tadpole, a name which may be familiar to long-time readers of this diary. Tadpole and I caught up while Mr. Grip skulked in the doorway, clearly hoping this would mark the end of the tour, but it did not, dear reader. It did not.
Right, so, yes, I can see there's one more room to visit. Mr. Grip insists it's just the bilge, a dark, dank and smelly place, ill-frequented by humankind. I tell him he couldn't have sold it to me better if he'd tried.
Alright, what were you doing the night of the murder?
We enter the bilge, but it's too dark to see anything. Mr. Grip, who is clearly tiring of my company by this point, opens the vent in the ceiling to let in a little light. Moments later, a voice is heard, echoing down from above.
Whose voice?
A young woman, and then an older woman. I can't remember exactly what was said, but I remember thinking it sounded a little like poetry.
What happened next?
The sound of a scream, and then a dull thud.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds like a murder.
But a witch murder.
Anyway, by this point I've used up all my patience, so I decide to take my leave. I thank Mr. Grip for the tour and return to my new lodgings in the cargo hold. I have to put up my tent twice, as on the first attempt a sudden movement of the submarine undoes my progress. After some time, Mr. Grip and the young Miss Seafoam appear in my doorway. It seems they've come to fetch me for some kind of official submarine business. We head back towards the mess hall, Mr. Grip and Miss Seafoam heading up the ladder before me. I spot Dr. Zephyr emerging from the airlock. He has a glass bottle in one hand and what looks like an old leather bag in the other. I update him with what little information I have and attempt to catch up with the others. Laying on the floor is the body of Captain Magnus Mortuga. Amongst the living, mutterings are breaking out. Murder and mutiny, cauldrons and curses. But with Zephyr finally in attendance, Tadpole calls for order, demanding justice for her slain captain. But nobody really seems to know what to say. The next morning, it's announced that Miss Seafoam has taken over as captain. And, well, here we are.
Interesting. Alright, can you tell me about...
Worman? I know he once
Worman.
worked as a newspaper journalist.
Really?
Well, that's before he changed his name, of course.
Have you read his book, Hex of the Helmsman?
I, leafed through it. I must say he's got some good research skills. I'd love to know what his sources were.
What do you mean?
The book is very clearly a loose retelling of the real-life story of one Magnus Mortuga.
Alright. Tell me about
I
Dirk.
saw Dirk wandering the halls this morning, like he was looking for something. I asked him what it was he'd lost, and he said he couldn't really describe it, but it looked a bit like a gun.
What?
So, something that looks like a gun, but isn't actually a gun.
I can't imagine what he was talking about.
Interesting. Alright.
Broad shoulders, long arms, good for reaching across a wheel. He had a hard face, but soft eyes. I'd wager he was once a very handsome man.
Do you know anything about his life before the submarine? Like if he had a family?
I'd never heard mention of his parentage, no.
But he lived in Silkworm. Do you know where exactly?
The only record I found lists him as living at the Stonetop Inn and working on board the Stonetop family sailing ship.
As the captain?
As a deckhand, and eventually as the helmsman.
So how'd he end up as the captain of a submarine?
All I could dig up was a rumour that he bought the submarine from the shipyard.
He bought it?
Or maybe he commissioned to have it built. Accounts vary on that.
Either way, how could Mortuga afford to buy a submarine?
My guess is that he didn't pay with money, but made some other kind of trade.
Interesting. Alright, tell me about Dr. Zephyr.
I didn't expect to find a fellow herbologist on board. Dr. Zephyr really knows his rosehip from his rosemary. He's a chemist, too. Impressive, don't you think?
I don't know. I get the sense his work is more alchemy than chemistry.
He does seem rather secretive about it. I tried asking him about his experiments, but he seemed awfully reluctant to divulge any details.
Sounds familiar?
Right. So let's talk about our clues.
I see you've been enjoying my map.
It's barely a map. It's closer to a list.
What about the family tree on the back?
Most of my research into silkworm has been focused on these two family lines, the Fellows and the Stone Tops.
Seems like you haven't worked out how Mortuga fits into it. His name is just floating out there by itself.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he does fit into it, to be honest.
Mariana, you've got a question mark there. Someone you don't know the name of.
Ah, yes. Quite the mystery, you see. I'd heard about...
We know her name. It's Freya.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It carries something of the cadaver about it. Might be the smell, rust and stagnant seawater. Perhaps it came from the ocean. Have you asked Madame Tadpole about it? This marks a pivotal moment in silkworm's history, the day the silver snake was discovered. It also shows the two women who found it, Felicia Stonetop, that's her on the left, and Sylvia Seafoam on the right.
Hang on. We saw a statue about this in the town square, but on the statue, the serpent was shown being wrestled by a male fisherman.
Yes, well, that's history for you. These diagrams, they're detailing the time and place to find the Mortuga submarine. Of course, it would be possible just to write it out in words, but this has been done with astronomy and lunar phases.
Why?
My guess is that it's intended to incite curiosity in the recipient. It's more effective than if they'd just written, "Come to this place at this time." It feels less like a trap this way.
That's interesting.
Mr. Werman's typewriter. It's got a good example of the fellow emblem there on the back, see? There's ZX5. Nice piece of kit. Polycarbonate shell, tactile interface, unusually good battery life. I mean,
Wow.
it's a cell phone. Whose is it?
Dirk Danson.
Dirks.
I suppose that makes the most sense. After all, Mortuga really didn't seem like the cell phone type. Now, where did you find this?
Zephyr had it.
Did he now? Lillian's locket, silver snake, golden palm, mermaid... The mermaid's tongue.
You've heard of it?
Only the name, and only when people were telling me it doesn't exist.
Maybe it doesn't.
But there's a photo.
It's a photo of a drawing.
What's it supposed to do, anyway? The description in the book here is pretty vague.
And they say it allows humans to commune directly with God while they're still alive.
What? God?
In here it says, said to facilitate communication with she who lies beyond the veil.
She who lies beyond the veil, God, other dimensions, aliens, the afterlife. You know, it varies. But
Okay.
the sentiment is the same. Though it's a wretched thing, really. An echo of man's desperate, futile desire to wring answers from a silent universe.
Yeah.
I can see why people would say it doesn't exist.
But Zephyr's trying to get hold of it.
Well,
He already
may
has
be.
it. It's in
It
his
depends.
bookshelf.
On what?
The strength of his will.
I would say it's pretty high.
Mariana, I was wondering if you could tell us who's worn this.
How's she supposed to do that?
You know, by the smell.
Oh,
Yeah.
gross.
Very well. Let's see. I'm getting wind-battered mahogany, ice-cold sea spray, and mostly melted candle wax.
Great, thanks.
Uh,
If I'm not mistaken, this little part at the front is actually a microphone.
really?
I can't speak to what that is squirming around in the bottle there, but the liquid is salt water with a mix of herbs. I suppose Zephyr must have a pestle and mortar. I might ask to borrow it.
Which herbs?
Valerian, skullcap, and chamomile.
She's pretty good.
There's only one thing more mysterious than a locked box, and that's an unlocked box that's been emptied of its contents.
Did you ever come across the cauldron in your research?
No, it really does seem to be something Mortuga's been keeping to himself.
What do you make of those scratch marks?
I'm not sure. They don't really look like anything made by an animal.
That's a relief. Wait, is
Huh?
it?
No, it's not.
It's a piece of an old sail, roughly cut into a square.
Do you recognize this, Mariana?
Should I?
Well, we just figured since there's a moon drawn on the label.
So because my name is Moon, all moon-related things must belong to me?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not yours, do you have any idea what it is?
It's a herbal compound of some kind. Valerian, skullcap, chamomile, and seawater.
So, not poison.
Maybe it's medicine. Would those herbs do anything in particular?
I suppose it could be a sleep aid, like a mild sedative.
Interesting.
Mariana, you visited Silkworm before, didn't you? Was Sim's magic show in the theater back then?
No, when I passed through, the theatre wasn't showing anything. This very poster was up on the walls, but they'd covered it with a banner that said cancelled.
So that must have been after Sim left. But before the theater had booked a new act. Mariana, can you tell us what these tablets are?
It's rather more difficult when it's something synthetic like this. Some kind of vitamin supplement, I believe.
All three of them?
Yep.
Yes, the 3 tablets seem largely to be the same thing. I believe Mortuga used its light to alert others to the location of the submarine, on the rare occasions when he wished to do such a thing, of course.
That's how it happened with us. Although I guess it was Cynthia, not Mortuga.
You know, for some time now, I've heard stories of sailors seeing a green light in the ocean at night.
Well, I guess you have your explanation.
The problem is, several of the stories predate the Mortuga submarine.
Oh, really?
Pass it here, I'll show you something amusing. See this photograph on the inside cover?
It's a picture of Worman, isn't it?
Yes.
It is. It's a very flattering one.
It's not Worman at all. It's his rather more handsome father, Mayor Damien Dusk.
Get out. Really?
No word of a lie.
All right. Thank you. Interesting. I don't see anything else in here. What's this right here?
It's the cargo hold.
It's made entirely out of wood.
And?
And we're in a submarine. aren't we?
Exactly. Okay, so, I haven't had any suspicions yet. And those doors are still locked. The engine room with bored people. There's someone hiding behind there. Okay.
Hello? Is anyone there?
I think there's someone in that basket.
Sell on now.
Sail on now.
Can I buy something with my wages?
We don't get paid until we solve the mystery.
What if we don't solve it? Do I still get paid?
Mm.
Grimoire?
A selection of some of my more unusual compasses. Please peruse at your leisure.
Ruse. It's a puzzle. Okay, drag the correct compass to each of the 4 slots. This compass tries to point away from the others. Okay. This one is the only one that's pointing away from the others. This compass doesn't want to solve this puzzle right now. Okay, that's awesome. This one kind of looks broken. There we go. This compass is actually a clock disguised as a compass. Really? That's pretty interesting. This compass tries to point at all the others. Let me see if it turns. This one doesn't turn at all. That one doesn't turn either. This one is
Nope.
So there's 4 slots, and each one needs a compass to go in it. The labels are all describing a particular compass, I guess.
Okay, these... Oh, it's not pointing to all of them. Neither is that one. Okay, this one points at all of them. This compass tries to point. That one actually goes there. Alright, so definitely keeping that one there. So, let me see. This compass doesn't want to solve anything. This compass tries to point away from all the others. So, if you point away, okay, not you. Not you. Okay, you are pointing away, so you definitely go here. Okay. Now which one is disguised as a clock? And which one does not? So this one right here looks like a clock hand. So I'm gonna put that one there. Okay, you move. You move. You don't move. I'm gonna put that one here. I hope.
Oh, that was it.
Yay!
Nice work.
Did something unlock?
Nope.
Yeah,
Huh?
it did. I heard it sounded like a box opening.
Pure conjecture.
Pure conjecture. It looks like that might have
It's a
opened.
big compass.
That is cool. A broken compass that's in the process of being fixed. It was on display in Grip's shop.
Who are these guys?
Just some of my satisfied customers.
Ah. Oh, that's funny.
Greasy, rattling, spewing hot steam. Yep, it's an engine.
I thought you were talking about me.
Is that the balloon part of a hot air balloon?
I think so. And it's branded with a logo. Mr. Grip's Emporium.
Wait, oh, that's what
It's open.
What is that? Some kind of scroll?
That is not for sale. Please don't touch it.
Too late. Sorry.
Time to open it. Okay, that's the thing that's used to light the green light. Okay. Okay, let's... A scroll hidden in the engine room. Open it. Ooh. Huh. It's a map. Let's read it. Wait. It unrolls to reveal a map. A red X is marked somewhere in the ocean. Service record map coordinations. Approx 2 miles from Silkworm Coast. Map entrusted by Godric Grip for customer Magnus Mortica. Cost waived. Mr. Grip's Emporium, Silkworm on sea. Interesting. So they were trying to find whatever that is. Probably the mermaid tongue.
Noisy,
All these
dangerous,
pipes.
confusing. Yep, it's an engine room.
I thought you were talking about me.
Nah. Alright, let's talk to him.
What on earth are you doing?
Aha! Customers. Come in, and welcome to Mr. Grip's Emporium.
Wait, what?
I guess he's Mr. Grip.
What's that? You'd like a succinct yet exhaustive rundown of our operational philosophy?
I don't think I said that.
Here at Mr. Grips, we plot the unplottable, chart the unchartable, and measure the unmeasurable. No sea too vast, no night too dark, no fog too thick. With the right contraption in your pocket, even the great unknown may be quantified and calculated. So fret not, noble navigator, as we stock all the essentials.
Look at that. Oh, this is awesome. Compass 15, map 5, spyglass 15, sextant 10, chronometer 15, chart is 20, exit shop. I want the map. We have 0 points. You're not allowed to exit? Okay.
I'm sorry, you can't afford this item.
I don't want it.
I'm afraid you don't have enough money.
I know! I'm not trying to buy anything!
Apologies, you can't afford that one.
Ugh.
Mr. Grip, we're not customers. We're detectives.
Please
need to
understand
talk to
this. Finally.
Why didn't you say so? Now, what is it you wanted to know?
Tell me about
Can I
yourself.
get your full name?
Godric Grip of Mr. Grip's Emporium.
And that's this little shop you run down here in the engine room, for some reason.
This is merely the newest branch. The flagship site is back in Circuum-on-Sea.
Yeah, we saw it. It's all boarded up.
As well, I can't make a living selling compasses to the ghosts in a ghost town, can I?
So that's what you do? Sell compasses? Seems kinda niche.
We buy, sell, and service all manner of nautical navigation equipment. What's that? Ah, yes, we also provide cartographic consultation. We'll analyze and decipher any map, all for a low, low fee. Some maps may be invalid, fee to be decided on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you just talk to your stick?
You mean Cornelius Kane?
And he's given it a name. Great.
Don't ask any follow-up questions. Maybe he'll let us move on.
Alright, tell us about the submarine.
How'd you wind up here?
I crashed my hot air balloon into the ocean.
Aw.
Whole thing came down. Dreadful.
Dang.
Of course, I've never been a swimmer, don't have the upper body strength.
How'd you crash your balloon?
A rather spirited disagreement with a flock of migratory pelicans led to an abrupt
Sure, okay. And the actual reason?
storm.
There we go.
Wait, so you're an aeronaut? I thought you were a shopkeeper.
Yes, well, you're quite right, of course.
A
But
traveling
I'm
shopkeeper.
inspired to leave my shop behind and head out on a journey of discovery into the great unknown. That was the plan, at least. As you can see, I didn't make it very far at all.
So there's a storm, the balloon crashes, you fall into the ocean. Then what?
Enter Captain Mortuga. He finds me adrift, fishes me out of the water, and promptly places me here.
In the engine room? Was every other room taken?
On the contrary, only Mortuga and Zephyr were living here when I arrived, so I rather had the run of the place. Cornelius and I just agreed this would be the best place to set up shop, as it were.
Why did you set up your shop again? You just said you'd been inspired to leave it behind.
I had to make myself useful somehow, didn't I?
Okay. Well, what were you doing the night of the murder?
Let's see. I'd taken Cornelius up to the mess hall. Poor fellow needed a little repair work, you see.
Were you alone up there? Aside from Cornelius, I mean.
No, Werman was there, working away on his typewriter. Then, all of a sudden, somebody new came down the ladder. A woman by the name of Mariana Moon. Werman and I conversed with her for a few minutes before Mortuga himself entered the room. He passed through towards the child's room and the storeroom, but before he left, he asked us to provide Mariana with a tour of the submarine. Werman feigned a sudden fatigue and slithered off back to his room, leaving me as the solitary tour guide.
You do kinda look like a tour guide, to be honest.
Yes, well, I won't bore you with a blow-by-blow. I'm sure Mariana will cover that in her statement. Suffice it to say, we ended up in the bilge at the very back of the submarine. And there we were, standing in the dark, when all of a sudden, a voice echoed down from above.
Mortuga's voice?
No, a young woman's, possibly two different women. The voices were followed by the sound of a blade, and finally a dull thud, like something hitting the ground.
Sounds like a murder to me.
What did Mariana make of all this?
Well, apparently satisfied by our impromptu eavesdropping session, she made her farewells and left.
You didn't go with her?
No, I stayed a little longer.
Did you hear any other weird noises?
I did. First, the sound of the storeroom door wrenching open and then closing again. Secondly, some kind of short, heavy scrape, mechanical. And finally, a dull thud, like something hitting the ground.
Sorry, again?
How many murders were there?
I didn't really know what to do with myself after that, but an unexpected lurch of the submarine caused me to very nearly topple over into the bilge water. So I decided to take my leave and return to the safety of my engine room.
You didn't want to go upstairs and see what was going on?
I certainly thought about it. Ultimately, I think it came down to cowardice on my part.
You didn't want to run into the murderer.
So, let's see. I was sat there, feeling rather pathetic, when Cynthia appeared in my doorway.
What did she want?
Well, she had a compass she wanted me to fix. I agreed to take a look at it for her. But that wasn't the end of it. She then told me she'd been asked to bring me upstairs, along with everyone else. And so, after fetching Mariana from next door, the three of us went up to the storeroom. I saw Mortuga's body laying on the floor, saw the cut across his neck. The cowardice I'd felt before, compounded. Tadpole spoke to the room. She wanted a confession, or even just an explanation. It goes without saying that nobody was willing to offer one. Really, that's the end of it. After that, several things happened very quickly. Cynthia became captain, decided to bring in a detective. You two arrived, and here we are.
Alright, let's talk about the suspects here. Alright, tell me what you think about
I
Worman.
never got the details out of either of them, so I can't confirm this. But I believe Worman was invited onto the submarine by Mortuga himself.
Really? Why?
It's very strange. I can't for the life of me imagine why Mortuga would bring a journalist on board.
Worman's an author, not a journalist.
Right.
Well, he used to be a journalist. He wrote for the local newspaper. And I will say he doesn't seem to have lost the instinct to always be on the lookout for a story.
Maybe he wants to go back to being a journalist. Dirk.
I noticed Dirk seems to be trying to tell Worman what to write in his book.
Is he just trying to make sure Worman gets it done? Or is he trying to get him to write it in a certain way?
A little of both, I'd wager.
Maybe he's in league with Worman's publisher.
Dirk? That can't be right. If I recall correctly, he told me he worked for something called, oh yes, thank you, Cornelius. Wit and Whimsy, that was it. But I'm not sure what
It's a movie production company. It's owned by Vincent Van de Peer. He's a director and producer.
Well, someone's well informed.
Vincent once went location scouting in the swamp where I worked as a gift shop sales clerk.
Of course.
The swamp. Okay, tell me about Mortico.
He lived and worked in the inn opposite my emporium. I'd see him when I offered my custom at the inn, and in return, he'd come by my shop. As a sailor, Mortuga shared in my interest of nautical navigation. He even hired me for a job once.
Did he tell you he was planning to go live on a submarine?
I don't think he told anybody. After his disappearance, all I had was several largely unsatisfactory rumors. They said he disappeared into the sea, whatever that was supposed to mean. The first time I laid eyes on his eponymous submarine was when it rescued me from my fallen balloon. I can't tell you how surprised I was to see Magnus Mortuga step out onto the foredeck, although he wasn't quite the same man I'd known before.
How do you mean?
The light in his eyes was dulled, like he wasn't really there.
And what had happened to him?
Well, I'd never found out, but perhaps the rumors were true after all. Perhaps he had disappeared into the sea.
Was Dr. Zephyr experimenting on him with his dream? Mariana Moon.
There was something I noticed while giving Mariana a tour of the submarine. Soon after we entered the bilge, she whipped out her tobacco pipe with a strange kind of urgency.
Did she smoke it?
Well, she put it in her mouth, but she didn't light it. What's that, Cornelius? You've never seen her light it? Well, now you mention it.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to smoke inside a submarine anyway.
Right.
Yes, and Mariana seems like such a stickler for health and safety regulations.
Right, Dr. Zephyr.
What'd you make of old Dr. Zephyr? Not a fan?
There's been some speculation that his experiments may be dangerous or even harmful. Although it's hard to be sure, since he seems so reluctant to admit what they actually are.
You don't even know? I would have thought, since you've both been here for a while.
Well, yes, Zacharias was one of the only 2 souls aboard the submarine when I arrived, but he never made me feel especially welcome, and he certainly wasn't keen on me poking around his dream chamber. In fact, he always seemed somewhat wary of me, like my arrival was going to scupper his plans in some way.
Oh, wow.
I guess Zephyr and Mortuga weren't expecting anyone else to show up.
Interesting. Alright. I think that's everyone. We still need to talk to Tadpole and Captain Seafoam. Oh, and Symmetry. Alright. So, clue time.
How much for this one?
It's not for sale.
Oh,
I'm trying
too
to
rare?
activate the
Too
suspicions.
It's from my personal collection. I really hadn't intended for you to see it.
Well, we did see it.
What's it a map to, anyway? What's it the red X?
Now that's the question, isn't it?
You don't know?
Unfortunately, not.
Aw, I was hoping so.
What's with all the needles and cogs and stuff?
It looks like Grip's halfway through fixing it. That's what I figured, anyway.
Ah, thank heavens! That's what I was hoping for.
Sorry, what?
Perhaps I should explain. You see, Miss Seafoam came to me with a compass she needed fixing. I went to put the needle back on, but Cynthia stopped me. No, she said.
Why?
The whole thing is broken. You'll have to take a look at the insides. You'll have to replace the needle. For some reason, she seemed to need it to be true.
The needle.
She needed the compass to be
It
broken.
is sharp.
I told her I had various spare needles
Could
I could
it
try out as
have been
replacements,
used?
and here we are.
And you left it
As
out so
the weapon?
Cynthia would see it? So she'd think you were actually fixing it?
That's the idea, yes. So if you kindly put it back where you found it.
Dang, that's just wrong. Silkworm mount.
Remarkable. There we are. Cornelius, look. I told you all our hard work would put us on the map someday.
How come your logo is a hot air balloon? I thought you sold stuff for boats.
Officially, we deal in the nautical and aeronautical. But in truth, the balloon motif was mostly just for fun. I'm not sure there were ever any aeronauts in Silkworm.
What do you
Where
think
on earth
about
did you
that?
find this?
It was just lying around. Do you know what it is?
What I do know is that it belonged to Mortuga.
But you don't know what it was actually for.
I couldn't say with any academic certainty.
If we can get into the that room from the beginning that was locked.
Godric Grip's nautical and aeronautical precision measurement and navigation instruments. Great name.
As well, this was shortly before the rebrand.
Why'd you decide to rebrand the shop?
You see, the news about the Silkworm Serpent put the town in a particular sort of mood. Interest in all things nautical adventure was on the rise, you know. They put up that statue, we get tourists even.
So you capitalized on the zeitgeist.
Look at you, using the vocabulary.
Handwritten letter.
And on the back of this letter or code, it's detailing how and when and where to find the Mortuga submarine. This Ibis person claiming to have information on Mortuga.
You know who that is?
No, Mortuga never mentioned anyone by that name. Not to me, anyway.
Okay.
Werman's still attempting to wrestle his grand opus into existence, is he? I rather thought he'd be done by now. I don't really deal in anything post-industrial revolution. Try Cynthia.
Oh?
Teenage girl, cell phone. Just seems like a natural fit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Good heavens.
Something catch your eye?
Rumored to be lost at sea. Requires a special key. Is that right?
The Mermaid's tongue? Do you know anything about it?
No, can't say I do. Based on this, I wonder if it may not even be real. After all, there isn't even a photograph. That's just a drawing.
Okay. So maybe the eyeball is the key to it.
Do you know if Zephyr made this
The
himself?
mouth is
He
round.
must have done. He didn't have it when I first got here. In fact, I'm pretty sure he measured Mortuga's head to get the shape right. Aha! A crystal ball! Oh, how quaint.
It's called
What's
a
that?
fog
What's it for?
ball.
Oh, you know, the usual. Whispering questions into the great unseen beyond, hoping without hope to get a response. There's some kind of pattern. It almost looks pictorial.
Does it mean something?
It might do. I imagine poor old Zephyr's been trying his best to figure it out.
So what's the deal with this cauldron?
I've no idea.
Really? I figured you've been here a while. Surely Mortuga would have mentioned it?
He never did. Seems like he was keeping it secret.
From who?
From everyone.
Why would it need to be a secret?
Maybe he just wanted it all for himself. Yeah, whatever was in there, I mean.
It wasn't really Mortuga's modus operandi to be selfish like that. Quite honestly, it's more likely to be the exact opposite.
What, so keeping it secret was him being selfless, somehow?
Like if it was dangerous. He kept it hidden as a way of keeping you all safe.
Okay.
This is from a ship's sail?
I think so.
Did you sell sails? In your shop?
No, ship parts like that fell within the remit of the Drummond shipyard, a few doors down.
We think Mortuga might have dropped this when he was killed.
You can think that all you like. Personally, I think it came from somewhere else.
If it wasn't dropped by Mortuga, perhaps it was dropped by the culprit?
Might have been neither.
You're suggesting this bottle made its own way into the crime scene?
Maybe.
Cornelius tells me he spotted Miss Silkmoth drawing this while she was in the mess hall.
What's it a drawing of, exactly?
Let's have a look, shall we? Ah, that symmetry, I see. And she's sitting on the cauldron, facing a window?
Interesting.
Is that a sun?
Probably. Although it could be a wheel.
Ah, yes, wheel tablets.
Wonderful, isn't it? Cornelius thinks it might be his great-grandmother. For all I know, he may be right.
It belonged to Mortuga,
Oh.
I assume.
Yes, and to
Okay.
me it sits right
That is
alongside
my cousin
that
using
iron
his
in office
pedals.
in that stone cauldron in the storeroom. Together they form Mortuga's collection of inexplicably cursed-looking nautical artifacts.
Maybe they do form a set.
Let's see here. Nope, doesn't say it anywhere. No based on, no inspired by.
Inspired by what?
True events. Then again, I suppose it is largely imaginary and mostly guesswork. I'd imagine that gets him off the hook.
Interesting.
I wonder if Mariana would let us take a closer look at that pipe of hers.
Oh, okay. Alright, be careful. I love you. Hey, have a kiss. What you gonna get?
Batteries.
Did you say batteries?
Yeah.
There's double. There's batteries.
50 batteries.
Oh. No, I don't have C batteries. Okay.
Yeah, I see you.
Alright, be careful.
I'll be right back. Just going to store right up here.
Alright. Let me know when you get back.
It can't hurt to ask.
Okay, so let's go talk to Mariana.